Jake, how do we find the area of a circle?
Area equals. Dude, I know.
Then say it.
Pi in the baby's.
Hey. Stella, how do we find the circumference? Stella does not remember. Diameter times pi or 2 pi r. Okay, either one will work. Sometimes it's going to be more beneficial to use pi times d. Sometimes, I'm going to write it as pi times d because that's going to bother me. Sometimes 2 pi r is going to be more beneficial to us. Okay. So like for number 1, 12 meters represents the what? The radius. Our radius is 12. So if I want to find the area, pi r squared, we need to take pi times 12 squared. So in your calculator, you have a pi button. Okay. Hey. Be writing this down. You need to be practicing it in your calculator. Let's go. Okay, for those of you who are looking.
Oh, I found it.
On your calculator, just get mine out here. The pi button is right here, just to the left.
There are no two birthdays, but you leave Tone alone until the end of the month.
Is your birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Todd. Happy birthday. How'd that get in there?
Okay, so the pi button is right here. So if you take pi times 12 squared, you should get 452.4. Are you not getting that?
I got wait.
How do they calculate what pi is?
I got everything.
Okay, so let's take a time out. Pi is the ratio of circumference to diameter.
How do they like get it though?
They did not make up random numbers. It's an irrational number. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Calculations. Like,
Wait, no, that doesn't go.
Right, they did some weird math stuff, but like, how do they like?
how about you look it up and you report to us tomorrow? Okay? Okay. Now, in number 2. Make 5. In number 2, 18 represents the what? So if the diameter is 18, that means the radius is 9. So our area, pi r squared, is pi times 9 squared, which you should get 254.5. Okay, is this too easy? No. Okay, just a second. Okay, so now, look at number 5. I want to find the circumference. Can you find the circumference for 5 and 7? I'll give you 1 minute. We're skipping 3 and 4 and 6. For 5 and 7, find me the circumference. Aren't you in Spanish?
Yeah.
I'm feeling.
I'm Senora.
I'm in Spanish.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
That is Spanish.
I need you to be on all fours, otherwise
Oh,
you're going to hurt me when I walk by. When I walk by and that thing's sticking out, I have been injured twice already from people doing that with our chairs. Because if you decide to come down and I'm walking by, try to walk around the chair, but you come down, you could smash my foot. That has literally happened twice this year.
I think they're doing that on purpose. That'd be a
Jake,
real- yeah,
just
yeah,
stop.
yeah,
It's probably.
All right, make five. Make five. Okay. Adri, which equation did you use for number 5?
yeah. What?
What's the diameter for number 5? Okay, so Adri did pi times 14. Did somebody else use 2 times pi times 7? Guess what? They're the same thing. You should get what? 40.0. 44.0. Please make sure you are labeling your answers. This is in millimeters. Okay. Now let's talk about up here. Our area is square units because we're talking about 2 dimensions, but the circumference is literally the length around the circle. The circumference is the length around the circle. That's just a 1-dimensional calculation. So it's just millimeters, or in the case of number 7, it's just yards. Okay, area is square units, but circumference is just going to be normal units. If we take pi times diameter here in number 7, Rhett, what do we get? Number 7. Okay, and our label will be yards. Okay, I am going to give you 60 seconds to see if you can come up with an answer for number 9. 60 seconds. I think you can. Number 9. Hey, we're looking at number 9 right now.
Okay, what are you?
Did you get 21?
Yeah. 21. Is it, oh,
All right, make 5. Jonah, how did you come up with an answer for number 9? And why did you divide by pi? Okay, we know that circumference is pi times diameter. So if we take the circumference and we divide it by pi, we'll get our diameter. Okay, so did you get 21.0?
Yeah.
Okay. So since it's 20.99, and if I'm gonna have you round to 1 decimal place, 21.99 would round up to 21.0. Okay? I might be flexible, depending on my mood. Is this really gonna be a thing?
I did what?
What
I didn't do anything.
what just happened then?
I don't know.
No, there was like something here that I tried to take it out and I accidentally poked my own eye.
Good job, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, and number 10, I want you to find the radius. Okay, now some of you like the pi times diameter, okay, but I want to warn you about something. If you use circumference equals 2 pi r for this problem, and we know that circumference is 21.99, what would we have to do to get r by itself?
It's times two. Isn't it R times two?
Wait, what's that?
Well, it's 2 pi times r.
I know, but isn't R times two diameter?
Yes. Okay, so you can do one of two things. You could say 21.99 equals pi times d, and you can find the diameter and then cut it in half. Okay, right? So let's do that over here. If we take 21.99 and divide it by pi, what would we get for our diameter?
7.
Is that correct?
We would get 7.0. Okay. Now, over here, if I want to get r by itself, how would we do that? We would have to divide by 2 pi. Now, here is where, just stop, please stop. Here is where you need to be careful, because order of operations says that, just stop making noise. If you, in your calculator, type in 21.99 divided by 2 times pi, it is going to take 29.22 divided by 2, and then it's going to take that times pi. But we want 2 pi, all of it, to be what we're dividing by. So we would need parentheses if we're going to do that. Make sure you can get 3.5. We know our radius is 3.5. So make sure when you use this 21.99 divided by the product of 2 pi, do you get 3.5?
Yeah, well, how we do that?
Not yet.
That's exactly what we did.
Wait, what would be the answer?
3.5. Did you do this
Yeah.
with the parentheses?
No.
Wait,
You did not divide.
Yes, I did. Oh, no, I didn't.
oh wait, I did like 21.99. This time I did. Times 5, and they gave me an answer, and I used that answer.
Okay, that's fine.
It gave me
Go back on.
0.2.
Then you do- Let me see. So 2 times pi, then you have to take the 21.99 divided by that.
Stop. How did you put the answer in there?
Second answer. Okay, I would like you to turn to page 2, please.
I got page
Page 2.
Holy macaroni.
Okay. Let's talk about number 12. I want to find the radius of a circle with this area. Okay. Well, if this is our area, right here, where the rulers always are, it got knocked down. You're about 2 seconds away from sitting up here by yourself. Okay, we know that our area is pi r squared. So if our area is 380.13, what is the first thing we need to do? Okay, we're gonna divide by pi. And if we take 380 and 0.13 and divide it by pi, what do we get? Point zero? So we know that if r squared equals a number, we can square root both sides in order to get r by itself. It will be okay. It'll be okay. Yeah. Decimals are what I want in this chapter. Okay.
Right. They kind of like not.
What?
Are like that.
Well, these are all going to be irrational numbers because they're going to be decimals that go on forever. So we're going to want to round. Okay. All right. So now I want you to look at number 15. If we need to find the circumference, nope, we need to find the area, but we are given circumference. What do we need to find from the circumference in order to be able to find area? Okay, we need the diameter or the radius so that we can go forward with the area. So if the circumference is 26 pi, circumference is 26 pi, and we know that circumference is pi times diameter. What's our diameter? 26, which would mean our radius is what? 13. So our area is going to be pi r squared. Yeah, because we could divide by pi, right? Okay. Tyler, did you put that in your calculator by chance? Okay. And since it's area, we are going to say square feet. Okay, I would like you to do number 16. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do number 16.
Hey, give us a minute. Ask them.
60 seconds to do number 16. No less than that time.
I don't know.
Nobody knows what they're doing. Everyone doesn't know what they're doing.
Oh, I don't know if they did that.
Yeah, they're 17. Never mind. Wait, what? That's actually.
Oh. I got 907.9.
What?
Circumference always going to be the diameter.
Well, it'll give you the diameter. I don't know what you're asking.
Wait, is
Oh,
it
okay.
289 the radius?
The circumference is a number plus pi or times pi. Will it always be just that number? Since the circumference is a number times
Oh,
pi, will it always be
We're,
that?
no, this is the area.
Yes, it is. It's the answer 34.
No. Okay. So. A Band-Aid? Yeah. So.
Help them out.
Right here. Turn around. So go to the left. In there somewhere. Okay. So you guys, I am asking you to find the circumference. They are giving you an area of 289 pi. Okay. So if the area is 289 pi, and we know that the area is pi r squared, Jake, what do we do with that?
Find the.
Square root.
First you have to divide by pi.
And let's let Jake do it. So R squared equals 289. So then how do we get R? Okay, and so R is what? It actually is 17. Okay.
Wait, how do you do that?
No,
We have to square both sides.
Oh.
Okay. So now if our radius is 17, then our circumference is 2 times pi times 17, or 34 pi is what I think you were trying to tell me. Okay, which gets us 106.8. And Addie, would our label be millimeters or millimeters squared? Millimeter. Okay. All right. Can you please turn to page 3 for me? Page 3. That's not page. Wait. Oh man, this isn't page 3. Okay. So sorry. I need you to go to page 5. Go to page 5. I know this is weird. Sorry. Okay. In our last chapter, we talked about the degree measure of an arc. Now that we've talked about circumference, we're going to actually be able to measure the length of an arc. Okay. So like if you look at number 10, I want to know the length of CD. Well, here's CD right here. This is a piece of the circumference. How long is it? Okay. Well, how do we find circumference? Okay, pi times diameter, or if we want to say, yeah, okay, so whatever. So we're going to take the circumference and we're going to take whatever degree measure our angle is over 360, okay? We are just taking a portion of the circumference. So we are going to multiply the circumference by whatever portion of the, sit down, please. Nope, sit down. Nope, sit down. You're fine, sit down. Sit down. We could be working on the homework by now. I'm just gonna throw that out there. We are gonna take the circumference and we are gonna multiply it by a portion of the circle. So 360 is the entire circle. This is the measure of whatever angle we're talking about. So if we're looking at number 15, I wanna find the length of this CD arc right here, okay? What is the degree measure of this angle right here? Hundred and 12. Okay, so this is 112. So what we're going to do, since our radius is 15, then the length of this arc is 112 times the circumference divided by 360. I really need you to just be quiet right now. Go out in the hallway. If you can't handle it, go out in the hallway. Our degree measure times circumference divided by 360. In your calculator, what do you get? Really?
How do you know what order to do it?
What did I do in my calculator?
I got 105, I
29.3. I don't know what I did on mine. Whoops. And what would our label be?
You want to throw a tissue away?
Degrees. That's good.
No, like,
Okay, it's a portion of the circumference. So we would have the same label as whatever the circumference would. You really think that's a lot of work?
It's like memorize.
It is
I
kind
don't
of.
even know the formula.
Yeah. So that's the degree measure. Okay, so 112 is the degree measure, but what I want, like, we know that all the way around the circle, if we measured it with a ruler, it would be 2 pi times 15, whatever that is. I want to know if I measured with a ruler just this chunk, this piece of the circumference, how long would it be?
Sorry, if it was like a straight line.
Yeah, so let's say I put my string and then I put that string on a ruler, how long would it be?
Okay.
That's what I'm asking. Okay.
Why don't we just, like, just want the scale. So
You don't have to find it.
But like,
Okay, so we're gonna do number 12 and that'll be the last one of our notes, okay?
no, it's not.
I would just take your stuff because we're close enough to the end.
Oh, you're going?
Okay. In number 12, I want to know the arc length of UT. Can you go without talking to anybody, please? Don't ask him. He can tell you later. Go. Okay. Take your packet with you. Take your packet with you. Aiden, take your packet with you. Okay, so before, stop talking to him. Go in. You are causing the rest of the class to not have work time at the end of the period. Because you cannot handle yourself right now. What's the degree measure of this cute little angle right here? Well, this one's 90.
Oh, just to that one?
How do you get 37? So what's this guy right here? This is 53. So this one's 37. So if we want to find the length of UT, we're going to take 37 degrees times, ooh, what is 12? VS. That's the diameter. So times pi times 12 over 360. Yeah, and then divide by 360. Tell me what you get.
Do you do everything on the top first before you divide it?
Yes. I don't care what he did, and neither does anybody else right now, because you are disrupting the class. I already made that pretty clear, Tyler. Ignore them, because you've created another distraction now. What is the answer? 3.9 meters. Okay. So this is going to be kind of all over the place here, but this is what I want you to do. So on page 6, you're going to do 11 through 14. But on page 3 through 4, you're going to do numbers 2 through 14 even. Unless you think that I should give you all of them. So like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. What? 3.9. Make sure you understand which problems you are doing.